and the director of the Houston Comedy Film Festival. We've got our event coming up, Houston Comedy Film Festival Fall 2022, which will be in November. And we are just excited to finish out our last event of the year, showcasing all kinds of comedy content, everything from funny music videos to series episodes to mockumentaries, dark comedy, romantic comedy, horror comedy, sketch comedy, stand-up comedy, you name it. Comedy is the name of the game. And it's every film is either 30 minutes or less. And we also feature screenplays. And I want to talk about that today. Frankie, thanks for joining us. Your screenplay is nominated for the Best Dark Comedy Film Award. The judges hold your work in high esteem. I appreciate you taking a moment. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, thanks for having me. Happy to talk about my script.
Well, I appreciate you. The judges, feel like this could really be a cool short to see in the future. I hope you get a chance to make it. Before we get into all that, let's rewind a second. I'm the type of guy that'll give away the synopsis if I describe your screenplay. So I'm going to let you put it in your own words. What is this screenplay about?
Yeah, so my pilot is called Drop Dead. It's a dark comedy satire. It's about a stand-up comedian, Sandy Kellerman, who is on the verge of her big break, completely blows it, has a huge onstage meltdown. She's dealing with depression, anxiety, all that leads to a suicide attempt. She's off the grid for about a year, comes back to what remains of her old life, only to find that in that time that she's been gone, she's gone viral. She's now found that, fame and success that had eluded her so long. And, it's a be careful what you wish for narrative, because now she's trapped in this life that she'd spent years chasing. And I really tried to balance, the heavy subject matter of suicide and depression and anxiety with a heightened, silly world. Just the mix of understanding that I was dealing with kind of pretty delicate subject matter that needs to be handled with care and attention and seriousness. It is heavy subject matter, but it's a comedy. So I balance that with characters and a world that is at times borderline cartoonish. And I think that's almost reflective of the real world that we live in. These things do coexist.
I was going to ask you about that. Coming out of, obviously, I don't know if you wrote this before the COVID era or during, or you've been tweaking it or whatever, but to come out of these last few years we've had as a planet, really, with comedy is a refreshing thing. But I think you're dealing with significant issues, that many people experienced. And sometimes comedy is a way to tell that story without hitting you over the head with, let's say a darker drama. Is there an inspiration that, maybe someone's story that you heard? I mean, what triggered this particular story?
A lot of it is drawn from my own experiences, but then dialed up to 11, maybe even to 12. Just the feelings of pursuing a goal, in this case, writing a career in the entertainment industry, and understanding if and when I achieve the things I face in my personal life, the challenges that I face personally with mental health, those don't go away. No amount of money is going to cure depression. And so taking that and really applying that to the character of Sandy, and the idea of someone who kind of gets what they want and then doesn't know what to do next.
Gotcha. Well, what's your plan for this one? What's your future plan? Are you just pretty much going to try and just find a production company, say, here's my script, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya, just make it? Or are you involved? Do you actually want to make this?
I go back and forth. I really do see Drop Dead as a calling card piece. The goal writing it and taking it out to festivals and contests was not necessarily to have it immediately go into production or sell it or have a development deal fall in my lap. I don't really have any misconceptions about kind of where I'm at on my own journey. But if this script can be a calling card piece and demonstrate my voice and my style and get the attention of representation and ideally eventually land me a staff writer gig, I do think that getting to work with people who are at that next level of their careers and who I can learn from makes the most sense. Certainly, if I could cut corners and someone wants to produce this, I'd jump right for it. But I do think there's still a few steps on the journey to go.
Well, just in case somebody wants to, contact you and collaborate, what's the best way to reach you?
You can find me at Frankie the Fourth with the number 4th on Twitter. I'm at Classic American Cool on Instagram, and then FrankieCampisano.com is my website with tons of stuff that I've done over the past few years. I really, beyond screenwriting, I do stand-up, I do poetry. I've been working on some comic books. I really am a workhorse, so I try to have a lot of things in the hopper at once.
All right. Well, we got those links in the description. We appreciate you taking the time today. Is there anything you want to add before we go?
Yeah, I want to say thank you to the judges for the Houston Comedy Film Festival. I really appreciate y'all recognizing that there's something of merit here in this script that is both deeply personal to me, and I hope a lot of fun for the folks that get to read it. And thank you, Michael, for your time. And I also want to thank everyone who's read a version of this script over the years and taken the time to give me their thoughts and feedback. It does really take a village. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you. All right, my friend. Thank you for joining me. Take it easy, Frankie.
Thanks for having me.